What's up folks, welcome back to another episode of Mr. Hines Classics channel. Now as a lot of my students know, I think Elden Ring is perhaps one of the best video games that's ever been made, except for perhaps the Metal Gear Solid franchise and of course Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now I've got over 300 hours in this game, I've managed to platinum it, so of course that's a lot of time just dying in the lands between. But as I've played the game, I come across these creatures known as Chanting Winged Dames, and I realised that they're singing in Latin. So I thought it'd be fun to do a video taking a look at what it is they're singing, providing a translation of that, and also they bear some similarities to monsters from Mythology, so I thought it'd be cool to have a look at some of that as well. Now quick disclaimer before we get into the video properly. As I was going through YouTube trying to find a version of the song that I could just listen to and provide my own translation of, I came across the work of Antonius Terratus, who's done extensive work in securing a transcription of the Latin, even reaching out to the singer who performed the song in the game. I also came across the Reddit post from Nyron as well, also working on the transcription. I'll provide a link to their videos and their Reddit post in the description below. So let's get into it. So I'm up here at a site of grace known as the Ruin-strewn Precipice Overlook, right next to the Grand Lift of Dectus that you need to go through to get to the Altus Plateau. If you come back on yourself here, you'll find the creature known as the Chanting Winged Dame. So let's just listen to what she's singing first, and I'll provide on the screen a transcription of the Latin and a translation of it. So it's really quite this haunting and enchanting sort of song that they're singing here. But in appearance, they seem quite similar to the Harpies in Mythology. These were meant to be half human, half bird-like creatures that were personifications of the winds, and I'll throw a picture of them up on the screen now. They appear several times in classical literature. In Hesiod's Theogony, they're described as maidens that can fly as fast as the winds. And in Homer's Odyssey, they also come up as figures that can carry people away. Aeschylus mentions them in his play The Eumenides, and he represents them as these foul and disgusting beasts, and I'm pretty sure that's the inspiration that the game has taken of them here. They also come up in Book 3 of the Aeneid, where after escaping Troy, during his wanderings, Aeneas and the Trojans end up on a group of islands known as the Strophiades. While he's there, they get attacked by the Harpies, and the Harpy Celino ends up giving the prophecy that the Trojans will be so hungry that they'll end up eating their tables too, and if you know the Aeneid, you'll know that that comes back up in Book 7 as well. So they're certainly these imposing and quite violent creatures to face. So we should probably see them in action, and we'll notice right from the beginning they're these really formidable creatures, really aggressive, huge wingspan. They've got these sharp talons and claws. This one for some reason can cast spells, which I'm not sure is mythologically accurate, and this one throws poison for some reason. But we see they've got this trademark screech as well, which is, I believe, the Harpy owl has got this, eagle, sorry, has got this scream as well, or screech. And then these just really difficult creatures to beat in the game. I mean, they're giving me a hard time here, but it just gives you a sense for how tenacious and violent and angry they can be. As I say, it's all about their talons, their huge wingspan, and I believe that screech is part of their mythology. So I'm now in this southern area of Limgrave known as the Weeping Peninsula, just south of the Minor Erdtree here. And if you look down, you come across another one of these Chanting Winged Dames singing their song. Now their song reminded me of the Sirens, who were also these half-woman, half-bird-like creatures, and again I'll provide another picture of them up here. Their alluring song would cause sailors to sail too close to the rocks and become shipwrecked. They most famously come up in Homer's Odyssey, where Odysseus orders his men to tie him to the mast, while his own men plug their ears so he can listen to their alluring song. Homer doesn't actually give any physical description of the Sirens, but they come up quite a lot in Greek art, and they're depicted as these birds, first of all with women's heads, and then later on they come across as these figures that have like the top half of a woman and sort of the wings of a bird afterwards. They come up in Apollonius's Argonautica in literature as well, written in the 3rd century BC, and he describes them in this way as well. Perhaps one final creature that they bear similarity to, and is a passing similarity to, is the Erinyes, or the Furies in classical mythology. These were the goddesses of vengeance, but they weren't really bird-like. They were more like women with their wings that would pursue people that have committed certain crimes. Aeschylus mentions them most famously in his play The Eumenides again, comparing them to the Harpies. That's where the Harpy reference comes up. And as I say, in some versions they're these female creatures that have wings. I think in the Eumenides they're described as being wingless, but both Sophocles and Virgil do give them wings, and also snakes for their hair as well. So, that's my quick little video in Elden Ring, having a look at the Chanting Winged Dames, both their song and their appearance. I hope you like this video. I'm hoping to do a couple more videos on Elden Ring, perhaps trying to do a couple of different armour builds, looking like Roman soldiers or Greek hoplites and things like that, seeing if I can do that with the armour sets that I've managed to collect in the game. Thanks very much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.